Five, four, three, two, one.
Welcome to day 26 of National Podcast Post Month here on the Odd Dead Out Podcast. I am your host, as always, the always doing too many damn things, Adam Higgins, the Odd Dead Out. And I guess first things first, I need to apologize for the monumental fuck up on yesterday's show. And thank you to Derek from Sometimes Geek for sending me that message this morning, pointing out that I had turned on the de-esser to try and get rid of all of the hissy crap in my voice, and I forgot to turn off the little monitor switch thingy, which basically meant that you got an earful of just me making clicking noises. The only thing that actually made it on there was the clicking noises. So sorry about that. But of course, if you were following along, I fixed it and re-uploaded it and sent it all back out again and all that fun stuff. And because, what do they say? You're not a real podcaster if you haven't completely destroyed a recording. All that aside, how's it going? It is, man, it's Monday. That's basically what it is. It's Monday, and on Monday, I have a lot to juggle. That's the basics of it. It's the day where, like I've said before, I don't go to work on Mondays, and so it's the day where I'm doing all of the, catching up on housework stuff, and it's things like catching up on boys' laundry and, getting the steam cleaner out and getting all of that magic marker off the walls. Shit like that. Well, today, one of the fun tasks I had involved cleaning the fish tank. Because, it's the best fucking thing in the world is to have fish and to have to clean up after fish. Because fuck fish. And my wife is over here making faces at me because for all intents and purposes, she cares about the fish. I don't, because I'm the one who has to take care of the fish. Nah. Anyway, so yeah, today I had to clean the fish tank. And, fine, okay, get out the stupid little gravel pump and pump all the, clean all that up and scrub down the sides and do all of the things. Fine. Get out the little bottle of fish water conditioner and all that shit and fill it back up. Well, fine. It's a pain in the ass. It's annoying. I can't stand doing it. And so, yeah, I totally put it off longer than I should. It's one of the reasons why I don't like having fish in a general sense. They're too much damn work. But that's all fine and dandy until you remember that I have 2 kids at home during the day, and toddlers like to mess with shit. And I will say, when I am doing this, they like to help because kids and, ooh, look, dad's doing something. So we're going to sit there and do whatever we can to, be a part of it. Less that they want to help and more that they want to play with the shit. So, I put the little scrubby stick thing down. They want to sit there and play with it. Like, no, leave it. It's wet. Put it back in the bucket. Or whatever. Or I'm sitting there pumping out the old dirty water and cleaning all that stuff out, and they want to play with the hose. So I've always given them the job of, here, hold the hose in the bucket. Keep the hose in the bucket. It keeps them occupied. Well, again, all fine, great, everything's going great, until it's time to fill up the tank again. And because it's winter, I can't, and, water, I can't use the water and like the hose from outside because the groundwater's too cold right now. So I have to use tap water, which gets really annoying because then I have to sit there filling buckets up with warm water from the faucet and going back over and blah, 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 over and over and over again. Because it's like a 50-something gallon tank. It takes a few buckets. All that aside, I am sitting there filling up the last bucket, and then Sam comes in and he's like, Daddy, I did it. And he just points towards the fish tank. And I'm like, shit. Because the only thing in that room is the fish tank and the pump. And I run in there, and this is literally running from the kitchen to the room next to the kitchen. And I just see the pump in the tank gushing water all over the front room where the fish tank is. Like, fuck. Just all I can think, like grab the hose and shove it back in the thing just to stop it from pumping, because it's a gravity siphon thing. You just sit there and pump it up a little bit to get it going, and then it just goes. And it's just siphoning the water out. Well, the inside, the pickup is in the tank, and it's just dumping onto the floor. Just a hose of just gushing water. And I was like, one of those where you're so mad, you really can't do anything, and you're just like, you don't have words. You just are in shock. You're so mad. But at the same time, I'm a carpet cleaner. And so, we have a machine to pick up the water. The thing is, again, carpet cleaner brain, I'm like, shit, I need to get this off the floor now. Because if you don't, it's fish water. But if you don't, then it starts soaking in deeper, and it gets deeper and deeper, and it gets into the pad. And then you could get mold and mildew and all that. So you've got to get it out now. And like, I'm scrambling out to the garage to get our machine to get all that water cleaned up. And of course, this isn't like, oh, it's spraying out into the middle of the room where I can sit there and just go and suck it all up. No, this is like right underneath the stand, and there's a bench next to it. So this is all in like tight spaces where I have to get the freaking little wand out and suck it all up that way. And it's just, that's it. That's the only way to describe it. And just sitting there having to meticulously extract water from all the little nooks and crannies and corners and everything all around the fish tank area. And, oh yeah, I still have to finish filling the damn thing up. But, yeah. And I'm just like, Sam, get out. Get out. No. Go to your room. But he's 3. What am I going to do? Really? I mean, he saw a thing that Daddy was playing with, and then he played with it. And at the very least, at least he told me. He realized that he did something wrong and told me. And of course, later on, after I've finally calmed down from the whole fish tank thing, then he goes and grabs, and this is after we picked up their brothers from school, he grabs his brother's water bottle and just goes and dumps it on the floor in that same room. Because for whatever reason, Sam actually just really enjoys dumping shit out on that floor. I don't know. He just must like the sound of water splashing on the carpet. I don't understand the things that my sons do sometimes. But yeah. So I got to spend half of my afternoon sucking water out of the carpet. But again, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I mean, he's 3. Other than tell him, no, that's bad, don't do that. And, panic and freak out, pulling and sucking all the water up out of the floor. But even though he didn't seem to care too much when it came to the mess itself, and he was sitting there laughing about it, later on he did ask me, and I felt bad. He was like, Dad, was I bad? I go, fuck. Because he's got that ability to just sit there and tug at your heart and make you feel guilty. But I was like, yes, you were bad. You did something bad today. So let's not do that again tomorrow. Like, okay. But yeah, that's hoping. That's still a lot of hope, because he's been on a destructive kick lately. And I think every kid kind of goes through that. All of our boys went through it at some point. I was just hoping up to this point. You kind of forget when your kids go through that. You really do. You forget that, oh yeah, this one happened with all 3 other boys. they all had this destructive streak around this age. You just blank out ages until the bad shit starts happening. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember this stage. Damn. Let's hope this goes away real fast. It never goes away real fast. Just telling you now. But, you know, I guess it helps that I'm a carpet cleaner. And I can sit there and like immediately my brain kicks in and like, we need to get this water out now. And that I do actually have like mold treatment and things like that in the house for, okay, not for cases like this, but it works in cases like this where, you know, you're sucking nasty fish water out of a carpet and you've got to, you know, make sure it doesn't mold or mildew and deodorize it and all that stuff. I have some of that stuff around the house. So at least that's, you know, saved. But, you know, fuck. Man, it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. It could have been so much more water. I could have been not prepared at all. Could have broken the fish tank. That's always an option. You get small children in fish tanks, and they just like to go, you know, like Darla and Finding Nemo knocking on the tank. Sam loves to just sit there and knock on the tank. So it could have been a million times worse. But it's all over. It's a memory that I'm preserving here for you, dear listener, to share in my suffering and hope that you never, ever think to turn your back on a toddler when there's fish around. But that's going to do it for me for today. Oh man, counting down this last week. This is going to be crazy. I don't know how I'm going to do when it's all over and I don't have to do this every day. Rest. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, remember you can subscribe to the show at odddeadoutpodcast.com. Social stuffs, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at odddeadout. Hit me up in the Twisted World of the Odd Dead Out Facebook group. And I don't know, leave a review somewhere if you feel like it, because you're cool. Share it with your friends. Tell them about my stupid fish stories. I don't know. Be cool that way. But until tomorrow, I am Adam Higgins, the Odd Dad Out. Thank you and good night.